I get to get back to work. Hey, shine like gold. They don't want story, man, they want the soundbite. I'm like, no, look around like they see you on the mountain, they don't see you on the climb. Right, me and all of mine in the power line. Look at this and what you find. Right, shimmer, lights, flicker, all this.
Hey guys, it's Josh Levin, master and founding electrician at Empowered Electric, and today I want to talk to you about industrial covers. Industrial covers, both switch and receptacle, are used in a lot of applications. Of course, they're used in industrial areas or in exposed surface areas in commercial areas. They also can be used in houses, in unfinished basements or crawl spaces. So I want to show you how to install one properly and easily for a switch and a receptacle. Before I show you exactly how to put on these industrial covers, it might be beneficial to go back and watch the video we did on how to install a 20 amp switch and a 20 amp receptacle, because once you've done that, the next step are these covers. So after watching that, come with me. So after we have installed safely and properly a receptacle, all that's left to do is put on this industrial cover. But the first thing we realize is it won't go on. Now we have the two mounting screws that are gonna go here and here, but it won't get tight. And that's because these little things right here called yokes, they have to get broke off. And if you zoom in right here, you see that they have an indentation, like they know what you're gonna do. You break that off and you throw it down. You actually throw it in a trash can. You don't leave it. It's a choking hazard for pets or for kids. And also, just don't be dirty on a gosh darn job site, okay? Nobody likes the dirty electrician. So after you break off the tabs, all you've got to do is install these two mounting screws that will line up there. Sometimes it can be a little tricky to get them lined up, but one of the ways, an easy way to get it to line up is to reverse it and then squeeze it in. There we go. That first one, now you don't want to crank it down. Just like whenever you're putting a cover on or anything electrically, typically you get them started and then you tighten them down equally. So that top one, even though it's almost secure, it's not fully snug yet. Got some room to go. And twist it with my screwdriver. If you use a drill, you just increase the likelihood of stripping it out, messing it up. So you just don't want to do that. Now, you know, I don't think I really pay attention as much on the covers to the screws being straight up and down, but you know what? I think I'm gonna start changing that, and I'm gonna make sure that they look equal. We know that the switch says on, not no, so we know it's facing the right direction, and now we just gotta push it on. Now the trick is you gotta take these screws out first on the 4 square box. One of the best pieces of advice I can tell you if you want to be an electrician or you like just messing around with electricity is learn to eat Chinese food with chopsticks. A lot of finger strength and a lot of finger control is very beneficial on things like this, so eat some General Tso's chicken. Once I do that, I'm gonna slide this in here and tighten it down so. Do I tighten it all the way down? No, I do not. I get it tight almost all the way, and I slide the next one in. There you go, it says on, switched, it's all lined up. There's how you install an industrial cover for a switch. Now let's take a look at receptacles. They're a little different. First step is to know, of course, that the receptacle is working and installed safely and properly. Once we know that, like the switch, what do you think we gotta do? We gotta break these tabs off. There's 4 tabs. Now, sometimes people make a mistake and they grab right here and break this. You cannot break these off. You just break these little, let's call them Mickey Mouse ears. You just grab those and you break it there, okay? Once again, do we just throw it on the ground like I'm doing? No, I'm gonna sweep this up whenever it's done. But you wanna make sure that you keep a clean environment. You know, they say that you can tell a great cook from a bad cook by the dirtiness of their sleeves. And I would say if you wanna be taken serious as a craftsman, your work area needs to be clean also. The next thing you wanna do is pull out these screws right here, okay? These screws gotta go. And if you look at the industrial cover, you're gonna see that there are 3 screw holes. Now, a lot of people, especially young apprentices or DIYers, what they want to do is they want to just use this middle screw because you put it in there and look at this. It's gonna be so easy, guys. You just take it here, you put it there, put that screw in, holy cow, There's nothing easier than this cover plate. This cover plate is the easiest thing in the world. The problem is this is not allowed. You should not only use this middle screw. This middle screw is more important to just hold it in place for you to put in the actual mounting screws, which are on the top of the bottom. Remember, unlike a light switch that takes a very easy movement up or down, when you're plugging stuff in, sometimes you're jamming it hard, you're pulling it out, you're running your vacuum and you just pull the cord. So they want to be very secured, and in the industrial cover bag, they give you a crap ton of little screws and nuts. So you slide it through this cover, and it's kind of a pain in the butt, I'm not gonna lie. And that's why people give up on it, but you can't. Guys, look, this is real life here, right? I mean, this is the struggle bus city, but you don't give up. You don't wanna cut corners. You don't wanna do things improperly. So I get that screwed in there, and then on the other side, I'm able to take this little nut, and it's tricky, guys. You might need to use a little needle nose pair of pliers, something, but you get it twisted on there. You can hold it with your fingers, or maybe even use a pair of wire nuts, or not wire nuts, sorry, I meant strippers, like this. Use your strippers, grab that nut real tight, tighten her down. Okay, guess what? Get to do it on the other side. Fantastic, got it. Now I know it's got the 3 points of attachment. It's going to be secure. We can plug in a Dyson vacuum for 10 freaking years and that plug is not gonna push in. But what do we gotta do? We gotta take these screws out, just like on the switch. I know you guys think I'm crazy. And maybe it's just because I wanted to eat more Chinese food that I avoid using drills, because I wanna have strong hands and strong fingers. And so I would just tell my wife, hey, for the good of our company, we gotta go to Chinese buffets. It's probably about the only way I could get her to go. Come in here, we're gonna tighten this down. Remember, in commercial applications, typically the ground is facing which direction? It's facing up, not down. In residential applications, the ground is typically facing down. So even though I'm in a commercial building right now, just for this video, it's facing down. So let's call it a house. Tighten her down. And as we look at it, remember what we said, there's little things that can just set you apart. It's like putting silverware on a napkin or folding your towel on your bed at a hotel. What can we do to set us apart? Well, we got these screws lined up. Let's get these screws lined up too, right there. Just every little bit's gonna make us stand apart as just a better electrician, a better craftsman. Guys, so there you have it, industrial covers, both for a switch and a duplex receptacle. Not that difficult, but if it's a surface mounted box, it looks extremely professional. As always, guys, if you feel unsafe, unsure about installing these types of things, reach out to a local professional. If you're in the Kansas City area, we'd love for you to reach out to Empowered Electric, 816-500-9452. That's an industrial cover.